Alright guys, in this video I want to talk to you about pricing and return on investment. Now the price point that you're looking at for your product really impacts the type of products that you will find when carrying out FBA research. Now last week I uploaded a video that looked at what I believed is an acceptable number of reviews, which is completely out of keeping with what everyone else is recommending, but I provided some proof as to how my third product was competing in a very competitive market, as you can see there. Now a lot of you guys had questions about the reviews, but there was also a lot of comments and questions about how I'm making money at this price point. So I thought I will do a video to explain this in a bit more detail, because I used to exclude products at this price point, and I don't want you guys to make the same mistake. So based on my experience with my third product, I want to give you guys kind of a breakdown of the costs and the profit margins that I'm making on this product. So let's go through the story first. So I used to previously recommend only looking for products of £15–20. This was the common teaching from various YouTube channels, and also on that kind of rubbish paid course that I paid for in the early days. So you can understand how I was at that, at that perspective of looking for products at £15–20 plus. And if you go back to my earlier videos, you will see that I was recommending that as well to you guys. However, I no longer believe that is the case, and I believe there are products with a lower price point that are viable. So I'm going to show you a couple of examples comparing one of my more expensive products to that cheaper third product to show you how the profits and ROI stack up. Now the reason for this, that we used to look at the £15–20 plus price point, is in my mind I was always thinking about actual profit figures. So it's always a case of, well, I want to make £5 profit per sale, or I want to make £10 profit per sale. However, now I'm considering the actual return on investment instead. Now when I say return on investment, what do I mean? Well, I mean for every pound that I spend, if I want to make 100% ROI, I want to get that original pound back plus a £1 profit. So now instead of looking at the profit margin, the actual profit of the product, I'm looking at the ROI of the product. So I'm going to show you these two examples. Now both of these products are making around £2,500 per month profit, but they do it in a very different way. So let's start with my second product. Now this has been live a couple of months. It's performing really well. It's actually, it exceeded my expectations for this product, but I'll break down the figures. So I'm roughly selling at the £25 price point. My landed cost to Amazon, so it includes shipping, insurance on the shipping, customs, VAT, all of that's included. Roughly £7.95 is my landed cost. Amazon fees are around £8, and that includes the VAT. Always remember to include VAT in your Amazon fees. And the profit is roughly £9 per unit. Now at the moment that product is selling around 9 units per day, which at a £9 profit margin is roughly £81 profit. And over 30 days, that's just, it's around the £2,500 mark. So that's what I'm doing with product 2, and the ROI on that is 114%. So you can see here with my landed cost of £7.95, so effectively I'm investing about £8, and then for every £8 I invest, I get around £9 back. So that's why that is just over 100%, because I'm getting my original £8 back plus the £9 on top, so I'm getting around £17 back in total. So that's what that second product has, an ROI of 114%, and can make over £80 with only selling 9 units per day. Now product 3 is very different. The sale price is around £10. The landed cost is only £3, and that's going to be dropping on my next batch as well as the quantity that I order increases. And the Amazon fees are £2.97, because my product is actually in a category that's only got a 7.5% fee rather than the kind of the 15% you see a lot of. So my overall Amazon fees are only £2.79 on that. So my total profit is £4.21. Now this product is in a much higher demand niche, so I sell around 20 a day. Having said that, yesterday I sold around 60. But I'm basing this on 20. So if that sold 20 at roughly £4.20, then that's £84 profit per day. So you can see how two very different products in terms of price point and costs and profit margins can give you a very similar return. Now I prefer product 3 at the moment, because I've got less money tied up in this stock to make that money. So there's always that, there's that benefit. If you're aiming for these lower cost products, you don't have to invest as much. My first order, I think I only invested £1,500, whereas for product 2, it had been over £3,000 to kind of get that first batch in. So the ROI on that product is 140%, because you can see for every £3 I invest, I get roughly £4.20 profit back plus the original £3, so £7.21 back in total. So the ROI on that third product is actually better than it is on the second product, despite the fact it's at a much lower price point. So hopefully that gives you a much better understanding of price point, ROI, and that there are opportunities at that lower price point. Now, some of you guys are probably wondering, but what about PPC costs? Well, the way I see it with PPC is that PPC is effectively a loss leader. So when I'm thinking about profits, I'm thinking about the longevity of the products. I'm thinking 2, 3, 4 months in. So initially, I would expect to make a loss especially on this lower price point product, and it's been the case. The first 200 units I sold at a loss, but it isn't a problem when you know that once you get ranked, the sales are going to be good. And yesterday when I sold 50, 60 units in one day, and you're only spending £20, £30 on PPC, and hopefully in the next couple of weeks I'll probably be shutting off PPC completely. PPC no longer becomes part of that overall profit calculation. So that's one thing I would consider when all of you guys are worrying about these lower price points, is that you need to accept that when you initially launch that product, and my mindset with all of my products is that I would order a batch of 500, and if by the time I sell through that batch of 500 I'm at break even and the product is showing that it's going to be profitable, then I will class that as a successful launch. I don't always expect to make profit off the first batch, despite the fact I generally do. That's the mindset you have to accept, is that your first batch is probably not going to be profitable because you'll spend so much on PPC getting it ranked. However, those organic ranks will then take over from your PPC, and long term you'll hopefully have very little or no PPC costs. So I hope you guys found that useful. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you've got any questions about ROI, price point, or even from the review video last week, drop those in the comments. And if you haven't watched that video, I'll pin that at the top of the comment section.